We spend quite a bit of time breaking down maps when they go well for OpTic. In this scrim yesterday, that was not so much the case. So in this one, this is one of the worst maps for OpTic that I've ever seen. Now, I will preface this by saying they're playing LAG, and from what Scump said at least a couple times, this was a 4 Cali host. So perhaps Formal would have been okay because he's still playing from the West Coast. But other than that, it seems like basically everybody's playing on a Cali host. And after this first Hardpoint, it did not go great for them. So just in terms of the first 4 Hardpoints that they played through, Chicago came out, played pretty well on Garrison. That's a map that they've been getting better at the beginning. Say maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, this map, Moscow, was absolutely their best. They have those main slaying ARs that are super good that can just hold down these long lines of sight, like kind of what you're seeing from Scump right here. So that was always where Formal was at his best. And then they struggled on the smaller maps, like the Crossroads, trying to stay up in the slaying department from the SMG position with the likes of, you know, those guys, Simp and Abizi over at Atlanta and Shotzi and Illy over at Dallas. This is the first time that I've ever really seen them struggle to this extent on this map. And you're going to see that they're not winning a ton of gun battles as this goes along. And they're losing out on rotations basically every hill from here on out. So that's one thing just to kind of keep in mind. Now, again, only take so much into account when it comes to this, right? We say this all the time. So, for example, like 3 weeks ago, Chicago played Atlanta, and they got absolutely routed. I think they won 1 map. And then a week after that, they played them again, and they only lost 1 map. So it's practice. Everybody has their good days. Everybody has their bad days. Host could absolutely be a thing. If this is a 4 Cali host like Scump is saying, then you're basically going to have a disadvantage every single gun battle that you enter, or at least the majority of the gun battles that you enter. But you can kind of already see how this one's going. They got 28 seconds inside that first P1 hardpoint, rotated to P2. They didn't have spawns, rotated now to P3. They don't have spawns still. They are starting to push it out a little bit, and it looks like they might have got those spawns from behind. So, decent job there of breaking spawns. There's only 20 seconds or so left inside this P3 hardpoint, but they did a nice job of winning spawns. This should also help them as it rotates over towards P4 if they're able to keep it up. So, overall, I know that it's early, but I really do. We listen to Chicago a lot. We follow them a lot, and most of the time, they have pretty good days. This is one of those rare occasions where they just did not play well, didn't have a great map. So, because of that, I want to go ahead and I want to listen in a little bit early so you guys can hear their team comms and what's happening. Also, Sender wasn't in these lobbies with them. So, they had that scouting series yesterday. So, take that kind of for what it is. Sure, they should be able to play without him, but that's his job, right, is to just kind of understand or realize what they're doing wrong, what they need help with and stuff like that. And he wasn't there yesterday. So the fact that the game is still so early on in its life cycle, they definitely needed him yesterday. But let's go ahead. Let's listen into their team comms as they're already down by 100, about to rotate here back to P1 on the second set of rotations.
One more street, I think, guys.
Street. I'm getting
Yeah,
started.
Right side bus, silly. Right side bus, silly. Left side bus.
Yo, street.
Oh, no.
Top Eskies, 2 in him.
I'm hitting street, hang on.
I got 2. One more in hill.
I don't see anything street,
I
guys.
spawn back.
I'm helping you, street, Matt.
Helping you.
Team B window.
Right here.
It probably be window.
Mid window, silly. Mid window, silly. Not peeking.
Left side hill.
Dead.
Mid-window
They're gonna be
silly.
statue, or they're gonna be Eskies on me.
Mid window, silly. Just standing there.
He might be Eskies. He could be your
One's
Eskies.
right.
Yeah, your Eskies, bro.
One's right.
Damn.
Right backed up. B street.
Backed up. Okay.
They should have spawned Eskies. They
One
spawned
bullet on
Eskies.
time.
I'm helping you, Gold.
Mid window,
out.
silly. One shot. Mid window, silly. One shot.
And Eskies, I'm dead.
I'll have your Eskies push in a second.
The other thing to talk about just kind of real quick for a moment is this also shows you just how unbelievably competitive the league's going to be this year. This is one of those teams, LAG, that I thought they'd be okay. They'd win their fair share of matches, but I definitely didn't expect them to be in the top 6 or maybe even the top 8. And that's what you're seeing here, is that any given day, any team can beat any other team. Now, sure, there's servers to worry about, and it doesn't seem like any tournaments are going to be on LAN. At least that's not what we have heard as of yet. So just kind of take it for what it is. But this is one of those teams that I didn't expect to be the best, and they come out and they have a day like this against OpTic. So at this point in time, the game's so new, it does seem like anybody can beat anybody, but we're now rotating over towards P2, and they're down by about 160 points. Let's go ahead. Let's listen into the finale here.
You might try to flip
That
us.
doesn't
Nice.
matter.
One more, we can pause up window.
I'm dead. I can't. One more.
Okay,
They're mid steps.
Justin back left dead.
They're mid steps.
I'm waiting.
Yeah,
He's close right on me.
he might hit on mid, honestly.
Out.
On time,
Could have
dead.
been right side mid on me.
Yo, he's hitting through globe already. App hitting through
God
globe
damn
app.
it. I'm back.
Yo,
Yo,
one's
app,
out
wait.
already.
One's out.
I'm sitting here. I'm sitting here. I'm set.
Nice, good one.
One
Good
mid on
one.
me, guys.
Alright, back
I
up.
think you.
Yeah,
I think
good.
you. I think you're right. I think you're right.
I have trophies on.
Get
He
a
could be in the
setup.
back.
Get a setup going.
Yo, I'm gonna
I'll
go
get
get bus.
deep.
I'm getting bus. I'm getting bus. Hold mid, Seth. I have bus.
I'm blocking them.
I'm gonna help you mid and right. Nothing around the right.
I'm mid.
I have your help middle. Yo, right on me, Vivid. Wow, right, Vivid.
Yo, one's in the
gold.
back. One's in the back.
in the back.
Vivid's on the right. Oh, it sucks. I spawned out.
Yeah, see, Assault got that kill on Dashy right there, and there was a point in time where they did not have that covered. So let me go ahead. Let's pause this. Let's bring up our minimap for the first time today. And just, this is rotating here from P2 to P3, and you saw that Formal was set up mid-map. So Formal was right here. Scump was also right here. They were able to get a kill on Apathy as he was trying to rotate out, right? So LAG had control of P2. Apathy was trying to rotate out. They ended up getting that kill, which is great. But from there, they actually didn't pick it up after that. So they're able to get that kill. And then as rotations continued, you saw, so they were inside of P1, Scump rotated over, and he went and he held elbow right here. So he was sitting here, he was rotating over, he was kind of watching mid right here. And there was a point in time where as Formal was rotating through, he kind of delayed for a second, and then he got over towards P4. So in the time that he took to go from here, rotate back through mid by gold, get all the way behind the back, and then get over towards bus, somebody had gotten through from the bottom of the map from LAG. So they ran out this way, and not only, I think it was Vivid that killed Formal, but Dashy also got killed, and Dashy was in the back. So Vivid was somewhere in here when he killed Formal, and somebody else, I don't remember who it was, got this kill right here on Dashy. And then with that, they were able to switch out, and they're probably going to get the rest or the majority of the time here inside of P3. But it just didn't seem all that well coordinated, right? There was a period of time where I was just kind of thinking in my head, like, they don't have anybody watching the bottom side of the map. Everybody was rotating through mid. If you're Formal, you probably want to push out over towards street, over to that courtyard, so you can constantly have eyes on who's rotating and when they're rotating.
Two more back. I'm trying to go front
One,
right
two,
here.
front.
I'm slotting.
Balk, drop, Vivid dead.
He's low hill.
Low hill,
Weak.
silly dead.
Balk hurt. He's challenged. Down.
Nice, good job. I'm trying to go new.
Telling all
Here,
that.
old.
Dead.
Nice, I'm leaving this.
Up,
Under
up,
my
up,
one more
Vivid.
old.
New
Vivid.
here as well.
Vivid's old.
They're gonna be in bus.
I'm here,
Try to
dude.
get in gold. Try to get in gold. One of you guys mid.
You have mid. Okay, I'm blocking straight.
I didn't see anything, bust
Mid,
out.
mid, Vivid. Going gold. Go.
You grab
Two
time.
mid.
Two bank,
Yeah, I
two
got it,
out
I got it.
bank, two
One
out
mid.
bank. One is
one
bust,
mid,
one shot.
Two mid. Window,
Bank hurt,
window,
bank
wait.
hurt.
No.
One's like back busting me.
Flanking you street,
Top.
flanking you street.
Yeah, flank me, sure you got it.
Thought someone was in gold there. Sucks.
I got Vivid. Bro, we're just not setting up shit.
And just like that, Scump goes 19 and 22. He actually had 2,600 damage, but look at some of those other scores. Formal was okay. Envoy had 1,900 damage. Dashy had 2,200 damage. That's just not going to get it done. And you get put in the 60-point club like that, things probably aren't going your way, or at least on this day. And that's the thing, right? We can look at this and we can break down exactly how poor they were, and they didn't win a single rotation after that first P1 hill. But it's just one day. it is what it is. Everybody has off days. Everybody has bad days. And with the talent that exists in the COD League this year with the switch to 4v4, you're going to see stuff like this all the time. It's going to be really hard to predict who's going to win each tournament, who's going to win each event, when you have teams like this that are this super talented. So with that, guys, if you're new around here, you enjoy this sort of stuff, make sure you hit that subscribe button. This is what I do every single day. I take scrim footage or match footage, I break it down, try to give you guys an idea in terms of what's happening in the community and how teams are performing. Leave a like if you don't mind, as it helps out the channel. And with that, thank you guys so much. We will see you in tomorrow's upload.